Interlude 5. Before Dawn. The members of Shadow Patrol had gathered on the grass outside of Twilight's castle, in spite of the chilly night air, for two reasons. Firstly, with what was happening inside the walls, they all felt like they were intruding on a very private matter. Secondly, Mars was out here, standing silent vigil over his friend from the workshop window, since he physically could not fit into the building. While nobody felt the need to say it out loud, they all felt that Mars was one of them. They would not leave him out in the cold all on his own. I guess that's it, huh? Garble said. Gilda turned to him.
What's it?
This. Shadow Patrol. Our mission's complete, isn't it, Cap? Pharynx nodded slowly, never taking his eyes off Mars. It is. Shadow Patrol is not a regular patrol unit. The best and brightest are called upon to form Shadow Patrol if and when the Hive needs them to deal with an existential threat. Once that threat ceases to exist, Shadow Patrol disbands, and its members return to their previous lives.
We're breaking up already?
Gabby asked, aghast, looking at Tibia. Tibia nodded sadly. The Griffin had tears in her eyes.
It's too soon! I feel like we've only just started to really come together. It does seem a little anticlimactic after everything we've been through,
Gilda agreed, although with less visible sadness.
Doesn't feel right to just let it end here and walk away.
Pharynx turned to his team with a small smile. There's nothing to stop you from staying friends, you know. The details of our mission will remain classified, of course, but there's nothing that can shatter the bonds that we've forged in battle. The team members looked at him, and then in turn at each other, realizing that it was a little silly to feel sad. Even though they would now once again walk their own paths, they knew in their hearts that nothing could ever take away the time they'd spent together. And about it feeling abrupt, Pharynx said after a moment, there is one thing. A ceremony that's held when a Shadow Patrol disbands. It's a changeling custom, so I won't order any of you to take part. But Tibby and I would be honored if you chose to join us.
I'm in!
Gabby didn't even need to be asked twice. Gilda shrugged.
Why not?
When all eyes landed on Garble, the dragon exhaled a small plume of smoke. Fine. I'm not going to be that one guy who ruins it for everybody else. Tibia, do you have the special candles with you? Pharynx asked. Tibia gasped.
Is that what those are for? I got them right here!
She levitated 5 unburnt candles out of her bag.
I remember those,
Gabby said.
They were set out at the entrance of that cave where we met, and I noticed Tibia setting them out at each of our campsites, but she never lit them.
Pharynx nodded. You'll see why in a moment. Each of you, take one and draw up in a circle. This won't take long. The captain himself positioned at the center of the circle, taking in all the faces of his subordinates one last time. They would cease to be his team shortly, and he wanted to remember them as they were right now. Pharynx knew for a fact that he had never been prouder of any unit he'd commanded in the past, and he sincerely doubted he would ever be prouder of any unit he would command in the future. He ignited the candle that was being held by Garble with his magic. My name, my face, my voice restored, Pharynx said in a measured beat before turning to Gabby and lighting her candle as well. I have reclaimed my past. I now return to my family alongside my friends. Gilda's candle ignited under his magic. Now my eyes, my ears, my hooves may rest. Pharynx turned to his young protege with a smile that was just a hint prouder than the one he'd given the others, and lit her candle as well. I step out of the shadows and back into the light, to rejoin my brothers and sisters in the hive. Standing right in the center of the circle, he lit his own candle and finished, "But I will never forget. In silentio vigilo, in umbris confido."
In silentio vigilo, in umbris confido.
The others replied in unison. The ceremony concluded. Pharynx began to flap his wings and lifted off, careful not to accidentally snuff out the candle with a gust of wind, the rest of the team following unprompted. They all flew up to Mars, who had been watching them, and began hovering on either side of their final member. One by one, they each shared a look and a nod with the god of war, then turned towards the window with their candle held out in front of them, joining their comrade in his silent vigil without the need to say anything. GC flight. GC flight. You say flight? Lock the doors. Copy.
Where am I? It's so dark. I don't know where I am. Where's Starlight? Sister, can you hear me? You have to tell them. Tell them to send me back, sister. I need to know that Starlight is all right. I made her a promise. Sister?